gets a solo kill, Danny gets a solo kill, Inspired was playing really, really effectively, so I think Golden Guardians are going to have their work cut out for them.
Aphelios goes
Jinx
first
ban.
pick. I mean, this is yeah, it's interesting because they're saying, okay, you can pinch AD carries, we're going to get what's left. Hecarim, I think, is a big champion that's up right now. We know Zeri's already gone, so okay, that's whatever, but looking at high-profile picks, I mean, I have
Thresh as well. Like,
yeah.
Olleh, it's great for him.
Like, I feel like Hecarim Thresh is the most likely 1-2 right here because, again, you're setting up that pinch for a reason. Take Aphelios so that there's 3 high priority picks. Like that's really
Ryze.
okay. I mean, honestly, AblazeOlive and Jojo have both been good on it, so I see it going that way as well. But that is sort of you know, what I see the key first like priority of red side is can you set up a 3 champion pinch? You take 1, I get 2, we draft from here, I think is the best you can get. And then also kind of pick on 5. Like, to me, that is how you win a draft on red side, is you win the 1-2 and you win on 5, and that's your look.
And if you're down to play Jhin, then it's not really a problem to ban out the Jinx, give over the Aphelios. I would say that Danny is nasty on this champion, though. Like, so that is kind of the one thing that is kind of my caveat, is that this is one of his best champions, if not his best champion. Vulcan going to answer the Thresh with the Nautilus, one of his best champions. So that is a little bit scary. We'll see where they want to go as far as that bot lane pick, or if they're actually going to leave it till the next round, because if you do, then you can get knocked down even further. You can ban out things like the Jhin, really try to push them down, but it feels like the obvious pick to go for it. And it will, in fact, be the lock-in. Pridestalker, you know, he is not going to have his jungle pick, so that's kind of the difference. It's mid versus jungle, so we could see some bans thrown towards him, but he has been very flexible. You know, he likes to play those assassin jungles. He can still play the meta, so, you know, whether EG will ban out assassins being concerned about that, or if they'll just be like, yeah, we're just going to ban standard stuff. Zin's already off the table, so, you know, ban out Udyr, ban out Trundle, those types of picks. I think that can make sense as well.
Yeah. Still enough the table right here. Want to point out some interesting stats. I agree. I think Danny's Aphelios has looked very good. Across this year, though, he's 2-2 on the Aphelios and 7-1 on the Jinx. So if you're looking at saying, well, what's happened so far this season? And you're like, well, based on that, the Jinx has been more performant, then I buy that, right? Again, I do think he still looks very good. I'm not saying, oh, how dare they let him get Aphelios or vice versa, but just worth noting that the results have been the results. Obviously, a lot of those count lock-in. You know, this team doesn't have 7 wins in the regular season, but, you know, could be part of the you know, the draft targeting may be part of it.
And a lot of people do think Jinx is just stronger overall, so I think that's totally a fine read. I think partially, you know, I think back to a lot of Danny's big moments and big plays, and some of them are on Aphelios. You know, when you think about some of the highlight plays, the insta-kill he had mid lane last year that people think about, you know, even just the previous game where we saw that solo kill onto Johnson. He knows when he can go aggressive on this champ. He knows the limits incredibly well. EG, though, not actually going to be targeting jungle. They are looking to target top, knowing that Impact will be picking blind, very likely. With the mid lane already picked on red side in your first 3, it's almost guaranteed to be a 5th pick for Licorice. So banning out Syndra, trying to protect some of those top lane picks. They could look towards Aurelia. That's going to get banned out as well. And on the other side, it's just mid bans, you know, targeting Jojo here. Corki, of course, is still available. That would not be a big shocker. But banning out some of these matchups that I think are more difficult or more annoying for the Ryze. The Victor can kind of outrange. And Hecarim, I think, has such a strong pairing with the Zillion that to me it's more about the pairing there than it is about the, you know, the individual matchup.
Yeah, definitely strong. Anytime you can just like go team go as the Zillion, I mean, the man obviously scales up move speed really well also, and they can even get rid of even more of the farming junglers. I mean, it's already been, you know, taken. He's on the Hecarim, but Udyr can certainly match in clear speed. And hey, if you meet, you know, heads up in a 2-on-2, like, hey, you know, I run stun, job done, like, you interrupt the entire kind of Hecarim combo, and you can feel good on the way out, where Hecarim's like, well, if my ghost isn't up, Udyr's just faster than me, and this starts to look really ugly if he's there.
I mean, Udyr is really annoying to actually deal with in the early stages, I think, for most junglers. Obviously, the engage is a lot more explosive on the side of the Hecarim. You have Nautilus there, so you kind of have your dive buddy. Gravesalt can reach backline. Just kind of the standard safe blind pick here. See if we'll get anything spicy out of mid or not. Coming through from Jojo. He knows the matchup. Azir would be something that could actually work out pretty well into the Ryze, but Syndra, I think, makes a lot of sense. This is a matchup that a lot of people are comfortable in. It's more kind of early mid-game power, which I think is kind of the focus of their composition. You have some hard engage, you have pushing lanes here, utilize the Aphelios, the Graves, the Syndra, try to push in, try to create pressure here, see what you can get done in those early stages. And Licorice with the answering pick, it's going to just be the Gnar. So it feels more of like a farm matchup, honestly. I do think this can go to skill, but Tryndamere, Aurelia, those are the more aggressive answers that a lot of people would be going for. And he wasn't willing to go Camille because it looks like he still wants to be able to team fight, be able to answer kind of what EG is drafting for while having a little bit of a splash of side laning power on that Gnar. So it'll be interesting. I mean, they can 1-3-1, they can group and play 5v5, but AblazeOlive coming off an incredible game on the Ryze. A lot of eyes are going to be on him.
The time ticks down, and of course the lanes are where we expect them to go. Jungle Graves and top Hecarim were spots back in the day, but not in the present year or the previous one, to be honest. Golden Guardians locking in, hoping to get that 5-3 record. They have been really impressed. But another one, like, I mean, kind of what we saw with Immortals, where, look, it was a bad look. We saw Golden Guardians Academy team play during lock-in, so okay, what's going on? Well, it's a 0-2 start, what's going on? Oh, well, crap, you know, what if Golden Guardians aren't very good? But yeah, their current record of 4-3, that's off 4-1 in their last 5 games. They have really, really done well since that point in time, including that win over TL yesterday. This is a really scary looking team, and EG had high hopes based on lock-in. It looked bad early on, but based on the win today, maybe they're back in form.
Well, and I think we're just seeing how competitive the league actually is. I think we have, you know, some of the strongest bottom teams in the league that we have ever really had in the LCS.
Yeah.
We're seeing that these teams are not pushovers. A lot of the teams that looked weak early are improving, are taking down top teams now. A lot of players have been talking about that. Coaches have been talking about that, and we're seeing it reflected in the shifting standings as these teams battle back and forth. Some pretty interesting stuff with the runes. It is going to be Ghost Udyr, so you know less kind of flash in, slap stun him up, right? You know, there's not that kind of surprise, but the chase down is very powerful, and he's actually going lethal tempo. So to me, this reads as you actually want to scrap. Like you are looking to just follow around Inspired in the jungle and take every fight ever. Because if you can have an extended fight here with the Ghost and the lethal tempo, you will win that pretty much every single time. And even champions like Graves actually have to respect an Udyr. If you're overextended, you're playing Flash, he's playing Ghost, he can chase you down, he can hunt you down, and it feels really, really set up for that.
So looking at solo queue data over the last month, actually the plurality build on Udyr is lethal tempo. I say plurality because he switches so many ways to, you know, maybe he's going to be on, you know, something move speed like a phase rush, maybe he's going to go conquer or something like that. But 40% of the games are on lethal tempo. It is basically equivalent win rate to all of his top builds, so seems pretty popular. And then looking at, I'm looking it up right now what his primary builds are when going lethal tempo. What's interesting is the win rate on Triforce is like 3% higher than the Chem Tank win rate. Like if you're going lethal tempo Udyr, you should
Chem
probably...
is almost always phase rush.
Right, but if you're going lethal tempo, like just looking at the games where he's going that keystone, people still go Chem Tank. It's just kind of worse on him.
Yeah.
So, and based on the style he's played, where he's got a bunch of Zed games and a Kiana game, I'm kind of expecting Triforce Udyr here.
Yeah, I think Triforce could work really, really well. And because the magic damage is mostly just kind of like upfront bursty, I generally think like Triforce into tank and just kind of building armor is going to be pretty effective here against Hecarim, against Aphelios, against Graves. You can even go something like just Dead Man's second and be pretty effective at chasing people down with that Ghost and potentially Triforce. It might just be pure tank. And with just kind of like a splash of aggression, you know, be able to take these extended fights very comfortably against that Hecarim, who has to respect that ability to Ghost. I mean, obviously he has Phase Rush to try to back it up, but Phase Rush does not last that long.
Yeah.
And Udyr just kind of just keeps coming. So if you're overextended, he can chase you down.
Nice play and 2 decent damage. A hook to safety as the minions die. We hit level 2 finally as a good stun comes through. One last thing I want to point out about Udyr is there is a possibility as well that it is Tiger Udyr. If you're going Triforce, you're getting bonus AD. That does scale Tiger damage. So I don't know if it's likely, but theoretically can go for a Tiger build into AD.
Couple points already.
Yeah, so 2 points Phoenix, so it is going to be Phoenix Udyr. That's still the more popular option. Just like there's a decent number of Tiger lethal tempo, so I want to bring it up as a possibility. Not going to this one, and then we'll just wait and see what his build actually is.
Yep, going to be interesting to follow that and just see if he can really kind of make use of that Ghost in the early stages. I tend to think as far as like, if you're looking at just straight up like surprise ganking power, Flash is better, and team fighting, I think Flash is also better. So I do think you have to find kind of skirmishes. In the straight up 5v5, it's hard to just like Ghost in and kind of just run to the back line, right? Yeah. You end up playing more kind of distraction duty when you're playing Ghost, where you go forward, you try to soak damage, then you try to get back out, you're utilizing the turtle shield, the bear speed, and trying to really kind of be effective with that. But if you can take these 2v2s, these 3v3s in long lanes in the early stages of the game, this kind of a build with the Ghost and Lethal Tempo is super, super effective.
Both junglers on really similar situations. 7 camps apiece. They traded scuttles. They walk into the enemy jungle, put down a trinket ward if they have one in front of Raptors, and then hit the recall. Very standard stuff. Even the recalls are nearly identical. Look, a Ruby Crystal. Look, Boots of Speed. Look, a control ward. So junglers have been identical. Complete twinsies here in the jungle. Pridestalker and Inspired. Which means, by the way, Pridestalker is already an LEC MVP, right? Across the first 4 minutes, he's identical to Inspired. So what else can I say?
Yeah. Straight facts.
Ooh, he went for a different trinket, so sorry, not MVP.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to be an MVP right there.
Yep. Just keep
staying on the trinket ward.
Yep. If only. If only. But that's the situation that we're in right now. Very close game, of course, between these teams. The first play was in bot lane for Golden Guardians. We saw the attempted play into Deadly Flourish. Didn't end up being a whole lot there for them. And Inspired just back on his pretty standard camp. On to Krugs. Let's get the AoE going down as, Hecarim really, really wants to get level 6 and get his first item.
Yeah, I will be interested to also find out, is Udyr going to go for a super early dragon, right? Because that is one of the things that Udyr is very, very good at, is soloing out those dragons super fast, especially if their bot lane has push. You can start to stack those very, very early, put pressure on the team through that, because Hecarim really does not want to fight pre-6. And if you can draw Hecarim over there and try to contest some of these objectives, you can create an advantage through that. But, mirrored wards, both sides, teams tracking each other's Raptor camps, seeing that that's being cleared out on that second spawn. So full info is really known. As you know, both these guys are power farming. If he did the Raptors, guess where he's going next? Well, it's the respawn of the Wolves, and both junglers are just having a completely mirrored path.
Yeah, good amount of vision on both sides here. There was the trinket that saw him on Raptors. He saw him, okay, walk towards jungle or walk towards mid, put the control ward down. If they're really, really tracking, they know there's a control ward there. It's hard. Oh, is he dead? Ooh, 150 health. That's slow landed. There's a chance you try to follow through. Decent damage here. Oh, he's level 6! He's level 6, and Jojopyun is the truth, the new NA talent. Goodbye, AblazeOlive.
Oh, man. Jojo has just been punishing AblazeOlive constantly in mid lane. Really hunting for every single inch he can get in this lane. Just harassing him. He's zoning him off CS, even under tower, stepping beyond the range minions there to harass. And as a result, gets him so low, he catches him off guard. Ablaze didn't have the exact timer on when he would hit 6. Lost track of that experience. He hit 6, immediate ult, insult to injury, flash goes down too, and he had no TP. So the wave is gonna bounce, and we can see this in the Rocket Flip the Switch replay here. Hits the scatter, has him really, really low. The biscuits are popped, but it's just this last little bit of minion. Qs the wave, gets 3 minions down at the same time, hits 6, immediate ult, gets the flash too. That is really good stuff there from Jojo. Great laning.
So huge right now. 650 gold puts Evil Geniuses ahead. Top lane pretty close. Pridestalker, again, waiting as the camp spawns. It's both these junglers on the exact same kind of situation. Really the exact same paths. They're on the same camp at the same time. And if you do hyper clear really, really on time, you can do your third clear as buff spawn and really efficiently do that third clear.
And it's also worth noting that AblazeOlive, because he actually died on a pretty bad amount of gold, he doesn't have early merc treads or anything here, right? You can just die again, right? You are pure squishy. No health, no MR. With Inspired now at level 6, I would just be saying, come mid. I think you don't really need much more than just the Hecarim ult to set you up with that fear for a full combo, and he'll just die because he has no health, no defensive stats whatsoever. So I want to see EG look to kind of hammer home that mid lane advantage, but for now they're setting up for bot. They're going for the dive.
Level 6 Hecarim, good luck. Olleh is going to find any crowd control. Bit of a slower route there as well. A flash maybe to safety. Gets his shield. Will he burn down? It's close. He stays alive. Vulcan low on health. Good defense as AblazeOlive ults back over. Golden Guardians survive the 4v2 dive.
Yeah, I feel like they could have maybe played that a little bit more aggressively to get the kill. Inspired had his ult the whole time and just never actually used it. Maybe thinking that they were going to get more, or maybe thinking he just didn't need it, but doesn't end up dropping that. Jojopyun did not have his ultimate. That came up on the exit, so he couldn't have really done anything different with that. But back over this top side, just kind of trading both and forth. 2 top laners rushing Hullbreaker. They are chilling.
Yeah, pretty much. Farmers been pretty close to equal. Plates, I believe, are up on both sides. Yeah, 0 damage here on the Graves one. Impact, for the most part, seem to have pressure. He hasn't killed a plate yet either, as far as I can tell. So just chilling up there. It is the 4th Gnar game of the split. It's now double his next close played champion. Licorice basically just Gnar and Renekton over and over again. That's been his pool so far. And, to be fair, it's been working pretty well for Golden Guardians, so no complaints. Just you know, he is a little bit unique in that he's still on the Gnar here. We've got an attempt there. Nice try on the first hook. It's going to be a root, a stun into place. It's going to be the kill of AblazeOlive. Lantern back to safety. Now Vulcan is endangered. Will they find it? Well, they're not going to find another hook as it's on cooldown, so everyone gets away with a life. But now Pridestalker trying to go for this Herald, and it looks like Golden Guardians have the reinforcements. But Danny, as always, left alone on the bot side, going to get extra farm and going to get a turret plate.
Yeah, and they get a plate mid as well. Jojo pushing up there. You know, they've already taken 1 plate bot. It's going to be at least 2. I think it's going to be 3, maybe even 4 plates bot. So that is a pretty costly play to go over to the Herald. Yeah, that's number 4 is going to go down guaranteed, plus the wave that has been denied.
Yep.
Danny's getting so much more from this. A good job actually surviving, you know, from AblazeOlive. Olleh had him covered, had the Lantern, that procs the Guardian, so all that shielding kept his mid laner alive, and now he goes back and gets the Null Magic Mantle, so good to stay
safe. The entire tower.
Jeez, that is brutal. We gotta see the gold now. Yeah, he is rich. Look how much ahead he is over Lost. That's gonna be a full BF ahead at this point.
So one thing I really want to track, actually, because I'm sure this is very much on purpose. I will bet you Danny tries really hard to orient his lane around having red-white available and having recalled twice by 8 minutes. Because EG always leave him bot side, right? Every single game Danny's left down here, I would say 90% of the time. So, you know, practically every time. But he's also always got red, white, and he's always got plus 60 bonus AD.
Yep.
And so he's always ready to cross-map this such that he can solo the tower. Like, there is a lot that goes into something that seems so mundane. Oh, Danny's left alone. Oh, the turret dies. Yeah, but how many things up to that point did he do to make sure he actually kills the tower on time?
No, I agree completely. It's a really good call-out, and managing those guns is so important. Impact will have to reactively ult to try to back it up. They
just everything. Oh.
Olleh's here too, so he's got to leave. It's time to leave now. May have to flash if Olleh gets in on him, but not going to do it. So it's going to be cross-map play, but the problem once more is Golden Guardians is sharing all this gold. Well, Danny, it's just the Danny show. He gets everything here. Of course, he doesn't have red-white for this one because he just used it on bot side.
Not away.
But guess what? He's going to be able to get even more plates, and just that gold injection is going to keep on coming. We'll see if Golden Guardians can try to push for 2, because that would make this much more worthwhile. The Herald, though, is going to be responded to by Inspired and Vulcan, so they should get the tower, but there's no shot of getting a second charge. 4th
shot should kill. It's almost going to kill. I think he's dead anyway, so Lost may have just given up on 500 gold right now. Yeah, he's always dead. Makes the wrong estimation, goes down, fails to get the turret, and that money's going to get dropped to nobody. If it dies to nobody, that is so much gold left on the table. 410 is what that last plate plus the turret would have been worth in local gold. Again, Lost. It was too late for you, buddy. It's a minor mistake. We move on from here, but you can see Evil Geniuses bouncing back from the 2-4 start. They're going to find the second dragon. They're up 2,600 gold, and they're looking for vengeance off the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, that is really rough there. Lost trying to get that last plate down, trying to get the tower gold for himself. Doesn't get anything, so Danny very far ahead now. Already has his mythic, already has his tier 2 boots, working towards that second item. You know, it's 1,400 gold straight up. Mid lane is going much better for them as well. That's 1K over there. Even Impact is ahead with the kill that he's gotten. So Golden Guardians in tough. And it doesn't bode well because early game has really been their strength. That has been where this team has excelled most. And then they've generally utilized those early game leads to be able to kind of snowball games, to create advantages. They haven't been as adept at coming back when they are already behind. And EG, historically, has been really good from ahead. They have been very aggressive. They choke teams out. We saw them do it earlier today against FlyQuest, and they're going to be looking for something similar here against Golden Guardians.
Not quite the root on Licorice. Looks like the Q from Blue Gun didn't quite land on him, so never got the secondary shot, and then never got the Q on purple for the root. So Licorice able to walk away, because obviously if that root lands, you probably end up getting into range as Vulcan, and that stun combo probably kills the minion every single time. Just go back on the map. It is going to be a tank build for Pridestalker.
Exactly. That's what I was going to check in on. Going for that chem tank. Of course, Hecarim is going to be doing the same. So it is just full tank. And he hasn't really been able to find a Hecarim whatsoever to create any sort of kind of counter jungle pressure. It is difficult to do that when your lanes are getting pushed in. And as a result, it's just been power farming, trying to clear very effectively. He is up a bit of farm. Did get that one early dragon. So has got some stuff done. But the problem is really with the lanes. The carries on EG are getting so much further ahead, and Jojo has just been relentless with this pressure, and EG is behind him at all the right timings. Anytime they know that people are missing from other lanes, they're here to shadow him. Vulcan Inspired show up. They preempt that play that Olleh and Pridestalker were looking for, and this is enabling Jojo to just play like the maniac how he wants to play in this mid lane, constantly pushing and constantly harassing.
Well, looking out the top side, a Gale forces safety for Lost, gonna get back into the tower. It is a 2v3 up here, so be careful as Olleh runs away from this one. By the way, Sunfire Aegis actually the build path here, as Aegis doesn't build into Chem Tank, only into Sunfire. It's actually even higher win rate than Triforce, so he's going for basically a Juggernaut style build, right? He's like, I have slow resist, I have tenacity, I'm gonna be a beefy frontline, I'm gonna punch you like I'm Dr. Mundo. But it means he doesn't have the move speed, doesn't mean he has the gank power, it's Ghost and hoping you outstat someone. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how effective he's actually going to be able to be. And Danny, earlier playing the Gale Force, utilizing that to great effect on the Aphelios. This time around, it is going to be Kraken. It's giving respect to that front line. He knows that Gnar...
Is he dead?
Oh!
Is he dead? He's dead! Danny finds another one, and guess what? You've got a bit more to make it happen. They land the CC, they hand the kill over, they ensure the money goes to the right place, and Evil Geniuses 4-0.
What can't this guy do? Back-to-back games, he gets a solo kill as a marksman. Not something you're gonna see every day, but Danny is making it look easy, knowing the absolute limit of this champion. Licorice on the roam. Good
Great flash by Jojo. If he gets to get away in time, he's knocked into Ryze range, probably always a kill. Good reflexes there. It's nothing to pick up for, and really nothing to play on this side of the map. It's still 2 minutes to go until the dragon spawns, so it's just everything to EG.
And EG are looking great. Danny is so accelerated at this point. He is going LDR second. It is going to be into a tank Udyr. It is going to be into a relatively tanky Gnar. Let's see this one more time. Alt hits. The turret was there for a second bounce, so he gets 2 long-range autos. And he hit a Q, I think, as well. So it's just 3 long-range autos, it looked like, with the sniper gun there. Just hitting absolutely everything. His turret's a green turret, right? Yep. It always puts your offhand down, so he gets marks every time it hits. So thanks for the mark, long-range auto. Thanks for the mark, long-range auto. Just everything works beautifully, so gets the kill. Well done to him. And he's off to the races on second item. Lord Dominic's early. It will be, again, a bit of a power trough because no one's that tanky just yet, but it ensures he is always going to be able to kill frontline at item 3. Yeah, and the Udyr is going to be very, very tanky, so I do think Kraken is the correct build in this case. Syndra's not going to do it. Hullbreaker Graves is not going to do it. It's up to the Aphelios to actually kill this guy, who's already on Sunfire Tabbies, has an additional cloth armor there, so could be Deadman's, could just be Thormail or something along those lines. A lot of options for Udyr, honestly. Sometimes they'll go Frozen Heart as well against multiple marksmen, so I'll have to see exactly where he does take us, but there's going to be a fair bit of armor stacking over on this other side. It's going to be tough, though, for the Golden Guardians bot lane, because, Thresh is paper. He's on Mobies and a Ruby Crystal, and Lost is way, way behind. So you are food for the Syndra. You are food for the Aphelios. Like, it's tough. If you misposition at all as this Golden Guardians bot lane, you're just dead.
Yeah, and that's a rough look. You got Swifty's Gale Force to get away, but, all you can really do is get away. The front line's actually beefy enough, right? Impact's had enough income. Vulcan, okay, he's on Glacial, so he doesn't have the instant burst survivability, but he can still throw an ult at the Jhin or the Ryze if the team fight starts, and buy some time that way. Mid now under fire. Herald summoned for good measure. Turret may die before the Herald even charges. Honestly, pretty good damage out of the squad. Indeed, they will, so a 0 damage charge, but that keeps Shelly healthy, and that means here we go for turret number 2. They need about a 1,500 from the squad to make this turret actually fall. At this point in time, they're going to be held off, so AblazeOlive going to walk forward, but no play to be had. Of course, Gnar is busy in base as he now has to answer impact. Bot lane turret going to be about half HP. EG look to find the next play, but Golden Guardians play far enough back.
And the next play can just be the Dragon, right? You already got pressure down, you chunked out that tower, you clear out the vision on this side of the map, and now you just retreat over to the Dragon, take that down very, very easily, even giving the Scuttle Gold to Danny. So it's kind of just all eggs in the Danny basket at this point. He is out to such a great start that they know enabling him, funneling him with that farm as much as they possibly can is going to do good things for the team. Really across the board, it's a ton of farm for EG. Impact is well above 10 CS per minute. Danny is above that mark. Jojo is just about there. And the Hecarim is pretty darn farmed as well. So EG is kind of just slowly pulling away through more efficient farm, through better laning, and through finding these kills and these objectives every time that the opportunities are presented.
Yeah, when you started talking about farm, it was 70 CS lead for the 3 laners of EG, and 30 for Pridestalker, which, sure, that's a good lead, but, you could do the quick math, that's plus 40. And yeah, the farm has been EG favorite. Some of that is just map control. Some of it's pan, some of it's good play, some of it's good matchup, some of it's, well, they haven't been dead at any point in time, so they're there for the waves every single time. And well done to them, right? Well done to crush the early game with basically no mistakes. Golden Guardians found the turret off of a cross map, basically, and the first turret, or the first dragon off of the fact that Udyr was pathing for its bot.
Yeah, and I mean, they went for these cross-map plays where Golden Guardians were trying to group and force, around things, but EG was just getting way more by having Danny isolated and being funneled all of that gold. And now Impact looking to get a little bit aggressive, but it's just going to be a trade back and forth. Not a lot of kill threat really from either player, unless they kind of both opt into the 100-0 play, which no one is looking to do. EG is just playing here on this top side. That is when they are focusing their vision. Impact has no need to go for any sort of aggressive play. He can kind of just chill, continue clearing out waves, farming it out against Licorice, because his 4-man squad is creating the win, is creating the opportunities that they need to close this game out. His job is just to make sure you don't die. Like, if you don't know where Udyr is and whatnot, you don't want to give up any sort of an opportunity to the Golden Guardians.
And so he doesn't, right? Sure, I'll just get more farm than you, and we know that bot lane tier 2 is at about 30%. Jojopyun now in 1v2 just breaks their ankles. Gets out of that one, goes quick stun on the wall. This should be a decent amount of damage here. Isn't going to be enough, though, because reinforcements are coming. And I'm sorry, Licorice, but Mini Gnar is going to tank a stun, and he's going to take a dirt nap as well. A lot of CC, ult to be forced. And actually, I take it back. He's 1v2. He's getting out of there. Well done to Licorice.
Yeah, Licorice, good bit of pressure down. Gets the full combo onto Impact with the very end of his Mega Gnar. Impact was trying to go for Vision. Olleh now with the hook, and do they want to re-engage?
Box play. Box doesn't land, though. Olleh's going to die. Snipe. Kill! Danny on a killing spree.
Danny arriving, even Jojo TPing in there. That was a bridge too far for Olleh. Wanted to try to make something happen off of a good play from Licorice, but they already have pressure topside. You don't need to try to force in that case. They already did a good job creating some pressure. Licorice gets multiple members down there. They can go for a cross-map play as a result, but trying to go for more just means another kill for Danny. He farms your whole jungle now as well. And that advantage that was grabbed on the top side does not mean nearly as much.
That sucks to see that one happen, but the way the game has been going. Let's jump away, and gotta say, it is really fun to use Hex Gates. You just like feel smart for just like, I got to cross the map faster. I mean, in this case, he took a blue buff from the Wolves and just gets right back out, and yeah, no one's chasing me.
It's really hard, I feel like, when you're the losing team to actually get a lot out of them, though, because you lose vision control, and you're losing most fights, so you can't really just Hex Gate in blind. And what often happens is that the winning team just uses your Hex Gate against you, right? Like, they counter jungle, and there's too many people here. They take the Hex Gate back to their side of the map. You can't follow, because then you're going into the stronger player, guaranteeing that they get the opening shots, and they're going to win that fight.
Right, there's a couple ways to think about it, because I think it's an interesting topic as we're kind of waiting for the next dragon at this point, is the biggest weakness of the winning team is that their base is far away from the action. Yeah. Right, like, okay, I recalled to buy my items, and I have to walk 7,000 units and cross mid-wave and then finally do something, right? And so if I want to steal your Krugs, that's a 35-second walk. It's like, well, okay, this closes the gap. Another way to think about it is the winning team has twice as many Hex Gates to use, because you can both leave your base, and then only one of those teams gets access to the ones that cross the middle. Yep. So, 2/3 of the map access belong to the winning team.
And the soul is super powerful. Yeah. So it's all working together, I think. It really is incredibly, incredibly strong. Ocean Soul was the old king. I kind of think this is the new king now that the Chemtech is gone. This one's really good. Pridestalker looking for a play. They're going to run warp in.
Look, Flay, very good damage. Vulcan is not tanky. Glacier doesn't help you tank yourself. And they're going to try for a little bit more. Roots in place. Root again. Snipes in from Jhin. Not quite in range for the last one. But the rest, no, it's not going to happen. They can't lock him down enough. But at least a kill on the board means something. That's not going to be a death for AblazeOlive. Now, is it enough to play for Baron? They're going to go for Desperation. I think Inspired is low. They have to try. He's got no ult. He's got Ghost. He's got no health.
Licorice almost has Mega, so you have actually a really strong turn here. It's a risky play, but they're so far behind. This can be a game-winning play instead of fighting to not lose.
Can they get back in? It will not be Dragon, so but Dragon's coming up right now. Here comes the team fight. Vulcan is coming out of base as fast as he can, using the Hex Gates. 5k health left. They just got to make sure they can mark Inspired, who cannot ult in. Olleh is low, needs to put the box down in. Danny finds one. They need the smite. It's claimed. But will they lose everyone? Pridestalker tanking the front line finally goes down. 2-0 so far. The chase in the back line is on to Lost. Lost is running from Impact. Impact's on the chase. The 4th shot's available. He lets Licorice run away on his own. It's going to be 3 deaths, but a Baron is an equal set of gold. But the rest of the map now belongs to EG.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They lose the map now, so they're going to lose this tier 2. They're going to lose their jungle again. They're going to lose the dragon, but I respect the attempt because Golden Guardians are so far behind. If you play this game slowly, you will lose. You are out of control, falling further and further behind. So it's a smart, aggressive play. Olleh moving in to try to defend his jungle.
Gets the Flay to not be rooted. However, still some damage out of Aphelios. Rooted now by Vulcan. is slow enough to get in range for the root, but he's not going to be killed, so stays alive, but top lane turret fell. Impact took that one down, well played. 8-1. Inspired now on the bottom side, gets the third dragon for the squad, so on Soul Point, poised for a sub 29-minute Hextech Soul. The chance for a stun, not quite in time. He landed the smite, but it was in the last quarter second, so the recall completes.
Yep. Here it is one more time. Again, I respect the attempt here. The call is just not even to turn for a fight. It's just full on, commit to it. Inspired actually does get in the pit. He procs the phase rush, runs straight in there. His smite was not up, though. He actually didn't have smite, if that is right on the screen. So maybe he used it clearing the jungle or something like that, or was using it just fighting. But either way, didn't have it available. Pridestalker is able to nail the smite, does secure it for Golden Guardians. We'll see if they can get anything from this Baron play, because so far it's just been negative, and Licorice is very far up. Is there someone behind him? There is. 1 versus 3, Mega Gnar in a second, and he's gonna jump over the wall. He's gonna get a little bit of damage. The turret rebel will die next to him, falling on top. Jojopyun gets the next kill of the game, 9-1. Golden Guardians have more objectives than they have champions. They've sent into the ground. AblazeOlive slowly split pushing on about 100 ability power. Slowly working down a turret. And I'm just going to direct your eyes down to those builds. And that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Danny is very far ahead. He's a full IE plus the additional zeal ahead. And now they're looking for a TP play. They're going to try to collapse here. EG want to fight.
Looking behind Olleh, going to find a double stun, almost lost. Going to try to get away from the fear. Hooked in, though, flayed. And we're going to find the play now as a flash of safety keeps Olleh alive just barely. Olleh comes out of the graves now as well. AblazeOlive wants the front line, but he's going to be hooked up. He's going to be falling down. No 1v5 this time, buddy. Trapped down in the garden that he is. Reload needed for Lost, cannot kill Vulcan. He's likely to fall. They're going to find that one. They're going to get the support down as well. Pridestalker wants a blue buff. Not going to have that one either. Everyone on EG stays alive. 3 kills as all Golden Guardians can do is take a bit of farm and run away.
It's an absolute stomp. EG looking back on top in great form today. Getting to play both games, stomping both of them completely. We'll see how quickly they can end. But they're 3 minutes off Hextech Soul. They're 7,000 plus gold ahead. Danny is ungodly fed. If you can't kill Danny instantaneously to start the fight, I feel like you just have no chance whatsoever. And they don't really have the tools to actually access the backline unless it's an incredible flank from the Gnar, maybe get a sick mega play. But you know, he has cleanse, he has that front line that are just kind of creating space for him. And he has, what is that, a 4,000, 4,500 gold lead individually over Lost.
Yeah, that's pretty meaningful. More than half the gold lead is just AD carry diff, which probably the best place to have the gold difference, to be honest. The team fighting gets really easy here. Gonna try to find their kill into his fire, but he's able to ult to safety, and now they're gonna go for a bit more. Vulcan is not the tankiest, but AblazeOlive gonna try to run away for his life. Can Danny find the rest of these shots? It's gonna be just barely safety for the Golden Guardian squad. They can at least put some damage in. They can sometimes run away, but EG still on the map.
Yeah, trying to fight for vision as best as they can, but they can't fully commit to the fight as the rest of the EG members arrive. Inspired gets out of there, 007 Hecarim slinks to safety. And as the big guns from EG arrive, you gotta retreat. There's no way they can take a fair fight. Golden Guardian's only real shot is finding a pick, finding odd man fights. Impact can try to steal something away, but you're not gonna kill this Udyr. He'll just kind of walk away from you.
2-level lead on you. He's gonna try to find his stun. I mean, honestly, yeah, too late. He's like, I can't, if I go any farther, there may be someone indeed inspired in that brush. Pridestalker might be jumped upon. Licorice doesn't have a good way out, might be able to hop to safety. Pridestalker gonna try the same now as he walks as fast as he can, but he's slowed down. He's gonna have Hecarim coming around behind him, lands a stun in time, but still, galloped into the wall. No, they're not gonna go any farther. A lantern to safety. Played as well as it could be. Pridestalker barely lives.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to survive. The real problem here for Golden Guardians is just, where's your forward vision, right? They have a couple wards. They got one here, they got one here. But I don't really know that's going to be enough to kind of get them in over towards that dragon, because this whole quadrant is really controlled by EG. Vulcan flash over.
Olleh's going to find the hook, though. Could be really good damage. The root's going to be in place. They could kill the support, but here comes a dive for Hecarim. Pushing Olleh right back in. 1 for nothing. And they're going to chase for a little bit more. Inspired inside the base. The chase on in. Danny is godlike. The AblazeOlive garden is burned to the ground. As are the hopes of the Golden Guardians. The base now in shambles. The bot lane wave. Licorice going to try his damnedest. Finds a single. Couple of shots in from Jhin, but now they're out of range yet again. What else can the Gnar do right now? Pridestalker's in there, finds a slow, gonna stack the lethal tempo. Can he kill Inspired? Because the base is being attacked, Inspired runs away, and it's time to defend a little bit more. Jhin dies inside the base. Danny's still here to fire out, looking for the Nexus now as well as they knock down the minion wave. Licorice is low, Pridestalker cannot 1v3, has to regen, and EG aren't even willing to end the game just yet. They would like to farm the stats, a stopwatch burned. They are just crushing as Danny finds his 9th kill of the game, his 10th kill of the game. One more stolen by Jojopyun, 6-0-4. An absolute slaughter. Evil geniuses crush Golden Guardians.
Danny goes legendary, and all I can say is yes, he is. This man absolutely smurfing today. Solo kills in both of his games as a marksman player. Him and Jojo ran the show in this one against Golden Guardians. Massive advantages created early through the cross-map play. Golden Guardians committing heavily to that top side, and Danny just farming plays, getting so much gold in the bot lane. Then they swap it up, they drop Herald bot, but Danny's top farming plates, he's getting a huge advantage there. And Jojopyun's laning was incredible against AblazeOlive, was looked so oppressive. Gets the solo kill mid, was bullying him very, very early, constantly harassing him, pushing him in, creating advantages. And really, what else can you say? I mean, EG well and truly back here, looking so damn good. 2-4 start. They right the ship. They're back to 4-4, back to 500. They can look to go above 500 here tomorrow.
Well done. Well done to EG. Good to see them back at 50-50. Again, they were the lock-in finalists. Expectations were sky high for this team. You tell me they're 4-4 after 8 games, I'm still surprised because I expect more out of them.
Yeah.
But with the games we saw today, this is the form I expected after the first few weeks of games. This is the EG I wanted to see all year long. If they hold on to this, they are once again that top 2, top 3 team. It's the team that I predicted to win the LCS at the very beginning of it. If this is how they play, this is the team to beat. The question is, do they keep this form?
Yeah, that is definitely the big question. But I mean, it really does boost your confidence when you see 2 games in a row, absolute stomps, incredible individual performances, good team play, like check. You know, they had good vision control. They snowballed the games pretty effectively. So there's not really a lot more you can ask out of them, at least for today. If they come in tomorrow and have another really strong game, then I think teams start getting pretty nervous about what EG is going to do in the second half. Because, I mean, they looked like 2 different teams between lock-in and then their first 6 games. And then these 2 games, it's like completely different, right? You know, you take lock-in EG. Yeah, that's that team we just watched play today. You look at those last 6 games. Who was that? I don't know.
Not EG.
Yeah,
but apparently they're back, so that's good to see. We will have an interview pretty soon, I do believe. But in the meantime,